Yo, hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to my YouTube channel and thank you for tuning in. As this is my last installment of my Aborted Vlogmas. So, all the footage that you've been seeing is from my Aborted Vlogmas that I had planned. And basically, the past three videos that you have seen of my Aborted Vlogmas were footage that I have filmed on the 2nd of December. The reason why I had started vlogmasing on the 2nd of December is because when I started on the 1st of December, while I was busy editing my first day of vlogmas, I lost the footage. So I wasn't sure what I pressed, but I lost that footage, and I think that's where everything started going downward spiral. So by the 2nd of December, I thought, you know what, I missed my opportunity. Then it hit me that, you know what, your channel, dude, it's still tiny. At that time, I think I had about 63 or 69 subscribers. So then I thought, you know what, you are just being too ambitious. Maybe try Vlogmas in the next Christmas season in 2021. So then with all that discouragement, so once the Vlogmas project was set aside, I then decided that I was going to do a series on finances, basically frugal living, saving money, how to make money as well in 2021, and continue on my niche where I speak all things YouTube, tips, tricks, and hacks on growing your YouTube channel, starting your own YouTube channel, and things of that nature, because I am in love with this topic and I want people who are unemployed to realize that they can build a career or a business out of YouTube. Of course, I am in the hope that people that discover my videos are people that been affected economically by the global pandemic. So I must also thank everybody that is subscribing to my YouTube channel. You guys have no idea how exciting it is. It makes me smile every time when I see my subscriber count growing. At least now I can see the light at the end of the tunnel, and no, it's not a train. It is definitely the light that is going to see me through the other side in terms of my YouTube channel growth. So thank you so much. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel yet, please do so. It's free of charge, obviously, to subscribe to a YouTube channel. And please make sure that you click the notification bell so that you are notified every time I upload a new video. And I would very much appreciate it if you shared my videos far and wide so that more people, hopefully reaching people that are unemployed and those that were badly affected by the global pandemic, to watch my videos and make a decision to start their own YouTube channel in 2021 and become their own boss. So I am not far away from my first 100 subscriber milestone, and you have no idea how exciting that is. So please do support me. I'll highly appreciate it. So in this last installment of my Aborted Vlogmas, I tell a story about how my brother and I contracted the pandemic, what I did, and how he almost died from the pandemic. The second last footage will be me reviewing Savannah non-alcoholic. I don't know what you call it. Is a beer or is it a cider or whatever it's called, but I do check it out and I make a final thought on it. If you are interested, please continue watching until then. Then the last footage is just me closing. So sit back, relax, and yeah, enjoy. Hey guys, while I'm waiting for my sister before we go out shopping, I thought let me just tell you a story about how my brother and I contracted the C virus. I can't mention the name of the virus because of YouTube. I don't want this video to be flagged or my channel cancelled because I mentioned the virus. Anyways, you know what the virus I'm talking about. So in early April, I think around the 5th or 6th of April, so one of my aunts contracted the virus. So South Africa went under lockdown on the 26th of March. On the 5th of April, we get the news that my aunt is admitted at hospital. They suspect that she has contracted the virus. She was on a ventilation machine for about 3 days, and then she was sent back home, where on the way home, she passed away. So I was very reluctant to go there to begin with because number one, South Africa was under lockdown. This is level 5 lockdown, by the way. And there was no way that we could do any sort of movements. But the only way you can move from where you live to wherever you are going to, you need to have some sort of proof that you are going to that particular event. So obviously they did all the death penalty, the death certificates, the copies of the death certificates, and they were sent to us. And whenever we came across a roadblock, we basically show them the death certificate to show them that we are going to mourn a family member. So I did mention to my brother and my sister that I don't think we should be going there because of this virus. So obviously I was guilt tripped into going, and I did go. I mean, believe me, I was so against it. Not because I did not love my aunt or I did not love that other side of my family. I do. But I think having my aunt passed on from the virus and the possibility of the people that took care of her and took her to the hospital being infected themselves, they may not be showing signs, but they may be infected themselves, therefore infect us, and then we contract the virus, and then who knows, we follow her as well. So that was the logic behind my fear. So anyways, we proceeded to go to Alexander Township, and believe you me, I was covered from head to toe. No part of my body, the skin at least, that showed. I even wore goggles to make sure whoever speaks to me, they sputum does not land in my eyeballs. And I obviously had mask on throughout. So we did the whole morning thing. She was a popular Shebeen queen around her area in Alex. It was very difficult for them not to come to the house to see the family and mourn with us and get the story how she passed on and things of that nature. And believe me, there was all the precautions that were taken. Nobody entered the house without being sanitized. Nobody was allowed to take off their masks. Nobody was allowed to sit closer to anyone. So obviously we were going there back and forth until the funeral. When we came back from the funeral, about a day or so, I started feeling a little bit weird, but I didn't make anything of it because number one, I was covered from head to toe during the course of the death process. What is it, the death process? What do you call it? So while on the other hand, my brother was struggling to breathe. His girlfriend calls us screaming, saying, "Your brother just collapsed. I don't know what I'm going to do." He says he can't breathe. So now what do you do in a situation like that? Because number one, we are not allowed to travel from one place to another. How do I prove that I'm going to see a brother of mine who has collapsed because it's suspected that he may have contracted the pandemic? My hands were tied. My sister's hands were tied because we don't live in the same area. So I was so worried, but at the same time, I'm feeling this thing myself. I'm like, my chest felt like an A380 without wheels was sitting on top of my chest. There will be time when I speak up, we go, and then I didn't understand what on earth is going on. And it does not register in my mind that there's a possibility that I may have contracted the pandemic. That night, that entire day, I was on the phone with my brother's girlfriend, and he just kept getting these fainting spells. Now and again, he would struggle to breathe, and then I would say, "Call the ambulance," because my brother is very stubborn. He's very difficult to convince to do things. He does things how his head tells him. Basically. So he would shout at his girlfriend when he's able to speak that, "Don't call the ambulance, they're going to quarantine me." And I could hear him and I was like, "Yes, you need to be quarantined if you got the virus." Mind you, the hypocrite me, I'm also going through some things and I'm supposed to be taking my own advice. and go myself checked and see if I have contracted the virus. And I'm worried about my brother, and then I'm like, just call the ambulance anyways. So I called the ambulance myself because I know his address. He was picked up, and then indeed, while they were busy assessing him, they discovered that he has symptoms of the virus, and so he was taken away. So while my brother was being whisked away to the hospital, where when he got there, they actually plugged the ventilation machines on him because they said he was already in that stage. So at one point he was revived, I think twice, at the hospital. And then me, this side, I live alone, by the way, guys. I have nobody, and my sister is worried about my older brother, and I haven't said anything about me being ill. I was shocked beyond shocked, and I was so confused, like, how in the world did my brother and I contract this virus, because we took every precautionary measures. So my brother drank, and one of the things that the doctor said about him is that his liver was bruised from the alcohol, and I don't know what else was a problem that was caused by alcohol. And they said because of this reason, chances of him making it are next to nothing. So we were told to prepare for the worst. While I'm being told that over the phone, I'm in hospital myself, I'm terrified to tell my sister that I'm also admitted and I have been diagnosed with the virus. Because now my sister, there's three of us. We used to be four. My other sister that comes behind me passed away in 2006. So we were two boys and two girls. So now it's only my sister, which is the last born, and then it's my older brother and then me. So now, having two of us at the brink of death, I don't know what it would have done to my little sister. So I was terrified to tell her that I am in hospital myself. Even the doctors, they tried to ask me for my next of kin, and I refused to give them for 2 days. I refused to give them because I did not want to worry my sister. I was more worried about my brother than I was worried about myself. So my problem was breathing. I couldn't breathe. I would have cold fever, at the same time have high fever. I was so confused. My body just became my enemy. I felt horrendous. I can't explain the feeling. But most of my difficulties was around here and here. So every time I coughed, my lungs would contract, and then it will squeeze out droplets of water, which I could taste on my tongue, and I'll be like, what in the world is going on? So I would tell the doctor that I think I may have pneumonia. I'm not sure, because every time I cough, I contract, my lungs contract, and they squeeze out this water. When I was evaluated, the doctors felt that my symptoms were not as severe, like where I need a ventilation machine. Is that what I call it? A ventilation machine, and things of that nature. So I was sent home with a bunch of pills. Obviously, I was instructed, this is for this, and this is for that, and this how much you take, and this how many times you take these pills for a day, or whatever the case was. So these are the pills that they sent me home with. Let me show you. I was given pain blocks. I don't know if you can see. These are pain blocks because I was feeling some sort of pain in my chest, my head, and everywhere else. And I was given these. I'm not even sure what these are. Okay. I was given these pills. I don't know what they are. I was given this one. I was given this one. Apparently this is for breathing. Check how tiny this pill look. This is the pill I was given for breathing when I take this, and look, I still have the entire bottle because I didn't drink. I only drank one or two, I think, and I never drank them again because I don't know how to swallow pills. I had difficulty swallowing pills. So I wasn't sure if it was because of I'm not sure if it was because I was feeling immobile or whatever the case was. And then I was given all this. I don't know what these are, what they're for. I was not listening because I was just focusing on my pain. So these are many bags. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then in my mind, I'm like, are they trying to get me to commit suicide or something? Because who drinks a cocktail of so many pills? Guys, I'm not under any circumstances or shape or way am I saying do what I did. Follow the instructions of your doctor. If you ever find yourself infected by the virus, take every advice, medical advice that you get from your doctor or your medical practitioner and drink the medication. Don't be like me. I didn't know what to do. Even though I was instructed, I was not listening because I was just too ill to understand what the doctor was actually telling me to do. And secondly, because I had refused to give them my sister's number because she was the one who was supposed to be there and listening to these instructions and help me out. But I refused because my brother on the other side, he was getting resuscitated twice. And we were already told to prepare for the worst. And we just kept waiting for that call. So the last thing I wanted was for her to worry about me too, who was at the hospital. I was admitted for 2 days and then I was discharged and I was quarantined for 14 days. And I was told if my symptoms after 14 days have not improved or I have gotten worse, I must return and I'm going to be quarantined in the hospital, in the quarantine section of the hospital. I think that's where I was going to be put under machines and things of that nature. And I'll tell you how I prevented that. So I continue. Okay, and then I got these as well. I don't know what these are for, but they were not full. I think they were like 5 or 6 pills. And how many left? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 left. That means I drank 2. And then I got this cough mixture because I would cough. And the funny part about my coughing was that every time I coughed, I would choke. And when I choked, the lungs would squeeze out water once again. And I would get this water taste on my tongue. And that used to bother me. And that used to annoy me so much because it went on for 2.5 months after I had recovered from the virus. He remained in the ventilation machine for about 2 or 3 more days, and then he recovered. Like, he made a miraculous recovery. He was able to talk, he was able to do and eat and all that stuff, and then he was discharged. But he was given a stern warning about quit alcohol. He quit alcohol the same day he left the hospital. He never touched a drop of alcohol ever since. He was also advised never to drink energy drinks anymore because the infection weakened his heart. And if he take Red Bull or he took any other energy drink, it may actually beat to a stop. So he doesn't touch that anymore. He doesn't touch alcohol. He doesn't touch energy drinks either. Me, on the other hand, like I said, I felt like an A380 without wheels was sitting on top of me. That's how I felt. And now and again, I would have breathing problems. I would close the window, open the window, close the window, open it, because I would have these cold, hot fevers that I didn't understand. I would get these headaches and I couldn't walk more than 3 steps to the bathroom. I couldn't climb staircase. Every time I had to breathe, I had to literally gasp for air, looking upwards, and gasp for air in order for me to be able to take few more steps until I got to the bathroom. Even if when I did use the bathroom, I still had to gasp for air and able to do what I needed to do. So it was just horrible. So a year before all this started, I started a journey of spiritual discovery. The reason why, it was because spiritually I was not doing well. Obviously, I mean, the last time I stepped a foot in a church was 2004, about mid last year, 2019. And so I came across, I've always heard of law of attraction and the techniques of law of attraction, whether to attract the things that you want in your life, as well as how to heal yourself. So I remembered watching a video where it spoke about how to use law of attraction to self-heal. So, and I'm not saying do this. Go to the doctor, take your medication, and make sure that you follow everything that your doctor tells you. Don't do what I did. But I took what I decided to do to heal myself, because I was confused what to do with those medication. I decided, you know what, let me try this. And basically that's what I did. I would meditate. I would dive deep into my conscious mind and instruct my conscious mind to heal me. So I did this for about 3 days. I kid you not. On the 4th day, I felt better. In fact, it was as if I did not have this virus. I felt like, okay, I'm back. I feel myself again. I have strength. I can now eat. I can now clean my house. I can now bath. I can do the things that I used to do before I contracted the virus. So I continued meditating for about the entire month of May, June, July, because even after I was meditating and doing, the only thing that was left was me. Every time I tried to speak, I would choke, and then my lungs would contract, and then I would cough out water. So I just told myself I will continue the meditation. I'll continue using the law of attraction to heal me. The entire August passed by without me. Every time I tried to speak, I would cough. And so they found that I have droplets of water in my lungs, and the doctor would ask me, is there anything unique that happens to you when you try to breathe or cough or speak? I said, well, for the past 2.5 months, every time I try to speak, my lungs will contract, and then it will squeeze out a lot of water, and then it will end up in my tongue. And then he was like, man, why don't you come to the hospital? That's very dangerous. I was like, well, because I didn't see anything happening to me, that's why I did not come. It was like, but never take that chance again. That's very, very dangerous. He explained the whole thing biologically and medically to me, and I understood. But at this point in time, I'm healed. I could speak. My brother was well again. He was his old self, and he was just ready to get back to his business. My sister is about to arrive because she's arriving at 1 o'clock. Now it's 5 to 1, and so I want to make sure that I'm already ready. Thank you again, guys, for listening to my story, and thank you as well for subscribing to my YouTube channel. If you're not subscribed, subscribe, and if you're not subscribed, subscribe, and make sure that you click the notification bell so you are notified whenever I upload a new video. And please do share my videos far and wide. I highly appreciate that. Thank you again. Let's see each other when I am my sister. My sister suggested that I drink this. Let me show you. This, let's see if it's gonna focus. Savannah non-alcoholic. I don't know what this is. Okay, it's a lemon flavor, I suppose. I don't drink alcohol, so this is probably the closest thing to alcohol, even though they say it's non-alcoholic. I don't trust it. So I don't know what this Savannah was trying to do here, but whatever it is, let me check it out. If I don't like it, I will let you know. So I'm not even sure how to open it because it's got this top. I don't know how you open this sort of top. Yeah. What is the best way of opening this top without a tin opener or a cork opener? I don't know what you call these things to open these bottles with. Okay, let me see. I'm trying to hit the top with the bread knife, and this is what I am experiencing. Not sure how to do this for real. What am I supposed to do? It smells like beer. At least that much I know how beer smells like, because my dad used to be a beer drinker. Well, guys, this is the end result. I don't think this is drinkable anymore. There is no way I'm going to drink this. Oh my gosh. I'm terrible. This is the rest of it. Yeah, I know it's not supposed to do this. So my fear is I'm not sure pieces of bottles that may have gone into the drink. But Savannah, if this is non-alcoholic and you are trying to target people like me who don't drink, and we have no idea how to open your product, can you at least make it like a what you call that? Can you make it easy for us to open for real? Because there's no way. This is unacceptable. If people from Savannah are watching this video, guys, make it easy for non-drinkers to open your beverage, because as you can see, I have no idea how to open that type of lid. And it smells alcoholic to me, for real, like beer. It smells like beer. So anyways, I'm sorry, I'm not going to be able to drink this anymore, so it's going down the drain. It's a pity. So guys, I think I'm gonna end this vlogmas here and go take a shower and prepare for bed, because I'm full. I don't think I'm gonna have dinner tonight. If I do, I'm just going to have snack. Let me see you again in my next one. Thank you again for watching. Goodbye.